What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Savvy, and welcome back to the Savvy Show. And today we might have a juicy one, but I think from the title alone it looks pretty mysterious. This is SCP-787, the plane that never was. So first, right off the jump, I think it's something about maybe, the Bermuda Triangle. It would make sense, like the plane that never was, like maybe it flew through and disappeared, went to another time dimension, or like some dimensional rift or some portal that takes some place to point A to point B. Something is similar to that, and I'm assuming the plane is that. I could be completely wrong, but just my first impressions on the title alone. If you guys are excited for this SCP reaction, or you guys are interested to find out what this is all about with the kid, remember, smash that like button, means the world, takes less than a second, and also smash the sub button. Like always, if you're new to the channel, I post SCP reactions daily for you guys, so you'll never be bored. I'm telling you, man, this is the best place. If you like SCP content, you like my reaction style, you're gonna have a great time. It's gonna be killing two birds with one stone. Smash that, hop on the train, let's keep it pushing. And also remember, turn on post notifications, because with YouTube, sometimes you don't get notified when I upload videos. That's just how it works. And I upload multiple videos sometimes each day, so it behooves you, if you want to catch each video when it comes out, hit that notification button. Also, the original video, link in the description below, feel free to check it out, from SCP Exposed. He just dropped this today, so we're gonna be the first ones in, man. Let's get it popping. So with that all out the way, without any further ado, let's get this show started. Alrighty, SCP-787, the plane that never was. Let's see what's it about.
The farmer went around the farm doing his usual odd jobs. He swept up the barn, checked on the chickens, then went out to the field to round up the cattle. But as he entered the field, his jaw dropped. There, sitting silently in the middle of his field, was a plane.
Wow.
The farmer scratched his head in confusion as he stared at the massive plane.
Doesn't even look like the plane, crashed. It looked like it was just, placed there. If you look around the plane, what? Well, that's crazy.
Yesterday, it hadn't been there. Had someone landed here just now? But why here? And why in this field? He decided to investigate things further and walked over to the plane. The staircase was open, so he climbed up into the plane. He noticed the side of the plane appeared to have just been painted over. He found this unusual, as why would someone paint a plane in his field?
That is
This
unusual.
was private property. It was dark and ominous inside the plane. He stepped in and looked around. Then he screamed. In each seat was a passenger, and all of them were dead. Welcome back to SCP Exposed. Today we bring you a...
Bro, just want to say, the echoes, with SCP Exposed, I'm digging it. It makes it seem a lot more creepy. I don't know if they just do that with every SCP video they make, but so far I've been noticing it a lot.
Safe class object, SCP-787. The plane is a Boeing 747-200 airliner of unknown manufacturing date and source. The exterior of the plane has been painted over, including all passenger windows. The paint was wet upon recovery, drying soon after. The mechanical components of the plane are all undamaged and functional and show no signs of use. Non-mechanical components of SCP-787, including carpeting, upholstery, and luggage, are in an advanced state of decay. The pilot and co-pilot seats have been removed, replaced with two piles of computer components arranged in the shape of chairs. SCP...
So I'm assuming it's on autopilot. Those computers are flying the plane somehow.
787 was initially discovered in a field near Bremerton, Washington in June 1987.
My neck of the woods.
Investigations into the surrounding area confirmed no eyewitness accounts of the plane having landed there, or of the plane being transported to the field. The plane is currently contained within Hangar 4 on Foundation Site 53. Security cameras and sound recording equipment are to be stationed in the cockpit, passenger area, and baggage hold of SCP-787 to record any anomalous events.
Okay.
In the event of any anomalous activity within the plane, access to the interior of the plane is to be prohibited for a minimum of 72 hours. SCP-787 contains the bodies of 515 deceased individuals. The cause of death varies among specimens, with causes including strangulation, loss of blood, drowning, starvation, bullet wounds, stab wounds, and blunt force trauma.
Okay, crazy, by the way, with all the ways they have been killed, but I'm wondering if these people are part of the SCP. There's 15 dead bodies here. Are they going to be SCP-787-123-15? Like, are they part of this SCP, or are they just victims that hopped on the plane and, somehow, some way died like this? Hopefully they'll get that answered.
Despite these different causes of death, the specimens have been found with similar forms of mutilations, including removal of the tongue, 23 instances, scalping, 73 instances,
What?
carving of Cyrillic letters into the left palm, 230 instances, with no pattern found, and removal of fingertips, 498 instances.
Yo.
All specimens are in advanced stages of decay, but have shown no signs of decaying further.
Yeah, they
appear almost frozen in state. Visual apparitions or unexplained noises will spontaneously manifest within SCP-787. These incidents have not occurred when the plane is occupied by Foundation personnel. Attempts to enter the plane after these events will result in individuals being violently forced away from the plane by some unknown presence, accompanied by severe organ damage and internal bleeding.
What?
Period this second.
What is going on right now? Organ damage by just... No, there must be something else at play that we're not seeing right now. Has to be.
Secondary effect varies, but has not lasted longer than 72 hours. The following is a list of anomalous events that have taken place inside SCP-787.
Okay.
August 1st, 1988. The sound of pounding against doors and windows on the left side of the plane could be heard, lasting 7 minutes and 15 seconds. Interior cameras picked up no movement during this period. February 22nd, 1997. A male voice was heard in the forward men's wash closet, repeating the phrase, "Philosophers always run from the advanced thickening treatment," 5 times. October 6th, 2003. The in-flight movie activated, displaying a repeating series of 7 black and white still images of a deceased male human,
The dead
accompanied
bodies.
by a female voice reading a vacuum cleaner manual in Czech. This lasted for 43 minutes. December 27th, 2009. The fasten seatbelt sign flickered on and off for 3 hours and 41 minutes, accompanied by a repeated loop of the first 15 seconds of White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane played over the speaker system. This is the longest recorded anomalous event within SCP-787. July 30th, 2011. An indistinct humanoid figure manifested in the aisle next to CH-43 and removed the emergency air supply. The figure placed the breathing mask on and stood still for 2 minutes and 15 seconds before removing the mask and walking out of frame. Figure did not appear on any other cameras. January 15th.
Okay, whoa. I know this is like a record of all the crazy anomalies that's been happening with this SCP, but I'm just trying to keep up, and everything is just like doesn't add up. They don't like follow through. Like it's like a whole different situation within this SCP, and it doesn't make sense of how like these dead bodies are coming to be. And like with that individual, like what? Oh my god.
2013.
I feel so lost.
A manifestation of an indistinct humanoid figure, approximately 1 meter in height, occurred.
Same dude?
The figure sat in the co-pilot's chair for 3 minutes and 50 seconds, making soft whimpering noises, before vomiting onto the control console and exiting the cockpit. Examination of the vomit revealed traces of nitrous oxide, thorium, bird droppings, and 3 human fingernails. May 5th, 2015.
Okay. We got a little bit. He's probably the person that at least been taking the fingers or fingernails off of the people that are dead in the plane. So he might be part of the SCP, like maybe a -2 of 787.
A female voice was heard throughout the plane saying,
"For your comfort and enjoyment today, pancakes will now be served. Please do not leave your seat. Pancakes will now be served. Please do not leave your seat. Do not leave your seat. Leave your seat. Please, pancakes will now be served. Yay, pancakes."
September 8th, 2018.
Yo.
The emergency air supplies deployed and retracted repeatedly for 14 minutes, 15 seconds, accompanied by screaming from a group of 10 to 20 people. Pitch of screams.
Whoa! They're alive now? Or this is a different group of people that are not dead? I know it's different times. Okay, so ever since until this moment of all the things that's been happening with this SCP, they have been dead in this plane, and now they're alive. Let me see the date of this one. Hold up. Let me see. 1 second, guys. I just need to try to keep up.
Leave your seat. Please, pancakes will now be served. Yay, pancakes.
September 8th, 2018.
So this is in the future. So the dead body should still be there unless they removed them. What?
The emergency air supplies deployed and retracted repeatedly for 14 minutes 15 seconds, accompanied by screaming from a group of 10 to 20 people. Pitch of screaming shifted depending on the position of breathing masks. November 29th, 2019. The internal temperature in the plane shifted from 20 degrees Celsius to 13 degrees Celsius over the space of 19 seconds, remaining at this temperature for 10 minutes and 29 seconds before resuming the average temperature. Several of the passengers on the flight have been identified. However, many of them possess unusual cases, such as SCP-787A-112.
Melton?
A retired optometrist whose wife and children confirmed he had never boarded a plane in his life. He is currently living in Atlanta, Georgia. Subject was interviewed by Foundation agents on December 14th and was found to have no knowledge or memory of any anomalous incidents taking place. The same case applied for SCP-787A-99. She was an old school teacher. Her family recalled her going missing one day with no explanation or warning.
So it's confirmed that these individuals are part of this SCP, which we assumed in the beginning. But how did they get on this plane? I never had a SCP that made me think so much. I'm usually flown within could actually infer what might happen most of the time, but I'm completely lost and it's almost over.
She lived in Atlanta with a husband and 3 children. She even showed an aversion to flying at the time. Only around 47% of the individuals on board the flight have been identified, however. This is mainly due to mutilations of fingerprints and disfigured faces.
Wow.
However, the Foundation is currently working to identify more of the passengers. Of course, the families of those deceased have been given false stories as to why their loved ones went missing and passed away, to avoid questioning from the public.
Should they even
Another
know
unusual
so?
discovery of the deceased individuals within SCP-787 is the fact that some appear to have existed from different time periods. One individual was found with a pocket watch that was only produced in 1949 and was discontinued in the same year.
1949?
With outdated attire, and one man
Abraham
even had a
Lincoln?
newspaper in his coat pocket dated 1924. This time period does not align with the invention of the Boeing airplane, and thus
What?
Foundation personnel question whether these objects were placed to throw off the Foundation, or whether these individuals really were from the past.
Whoa, okay. Now I'm really thinking. If they caught this SCP, which they do in their facility, all these moments in time of different situations happening within the SCP, is the plane still there? Is the plane going somewhere else and coming back? Or has it been there the whole time since they caught it? And somehow, some way, the beings, the humans, are getting teleported some way, somehow, within the plane. And then after the anomaly's over, they just disappear. And then another group comes or something, maybe there was a group of people that were alive compared to the group that were dead, That's it. Wow, I'm really thinking.
How they ended up inside the plane, however, is still unknown. In February of 2008, an examination of SCP-787's plane, however, really were from the past. How they ended up inside the plane, however, is still unknown. In February of 2008, an examination of SCP-787's waste storage tank revealed an additional deceased individual.
Jesus.
An Indian male approximately 30 years of age. Subject was in possession of the following: a 3-piece tailored suit, a surgical mask and rubber gloves,
Drippy.
an unloaded Beretta DT-10 shotgun, 1 box of Tic Tac brand mints
And it's
containing
empty.
14 cinnamon flavor mints,
Oh.
a switchblade, an Eye of Horus amulet constructed of recycled aluminum and twine.
That's
The
random.
plane's flight log, the coordinates -27.41, -122.70 were logged 5,478 times. A movie ticket for Return of the Jedi. The number 92 is written on the back in permanent marker. The deceased man did not display a similar state of decay as the rest of SCP-787 specimens. His cause of death is unknown. Foundation personnel wonder whether he is the overseer of the plane's manifestation, but this does not explain why he is dead, or how the plane appeared in the field in the first place. O5 personnel have encouraged Foundation members to offer any theories as to how SCP-787 appeared. So far, only a few stand as possible origin stories. The plane is actually an extreme decoy to hiding murder victims. It is a dimensional anomaly, perhaps of parallel universe sources, which could explain the different time periods of the passengers, and the anomalous
Oh my
events
God.
such as people speaking and shouting. It is of extraterrestrial origin. However, there is a lack of evidence to back up this theory.
Alright, this is good that they have like the same theory that I had from just reading the title alone, because it's interesting that they have this theory. So if they're saying that it's going through dimensions, I'm assuming that the plane is actually physically not there when, you know, an anomaly happens and then the next one happens. Some way between that timeline of the first one and the second one, the plane went somewhere else, went through another dimension some way somehow, and then came back and got a new set of like random people, random individuals that the plane probably took from different timelines to harvest in, you know, this plane, which is crazy. I don't know what the goal this plane would have for harvesting humans that are already dead, because it's never indicated that the plane is the one that's actually killing these humans. The only indication we have is that random black dude that's all pitch black, and he has some fingernails in his vomit. So we're just assuming that it's from one of the victims, but we don't know. But this was a good one. I don't think I thought as much as I did in SCP reaction as I did in this one. Everything was just everywhere. So please let me know in the comment section below what you guys thought about this reaction and this SCP in general. Like, were you guys confused and like following along and like being mind blown as much as I was? I want to know in the comment section below. And also remember, smash the sub button if you already made it to the end, this point right now, and the sub button is still red and you didn't smash it. Like, come on, man, quit playing with the kid. Smash the sub button, join the family, hop on. We're going to have a blast. And also remember, turn on post notifications so you guys don't miss an upload. I'm telling you, YouTube won't notify you guys all the time when I post, and I do multiple uploads a day sometimes, so don't miss out. So with that all out the way, man, unfortunately the show has concluded. However, I'll catch you guys on the next one. With